People are losing it because you said no. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, people are losing it because you said no. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, I'll say it again. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say I'll say it again. See, the reality is when you tell people no, you are telling yourself yes, all right? When you tell people no, you are telling yourself yes. And there's nothing wrong with that, especially when you're trying to maintain your integrity, your dignity, you standing on your principles, your morals, you are standing on the things that you believe in, your beliefs. And if it calls you to have to tell other people no just to tell yourself yes, then so be it. All right. Sometimes you have to tell people no because if you say yes, that means that you accept a lot of other things that's going to cause a domino effect. All right. For instance, if you tell a child that they can smoke weed, I'm just throwing things out there, y'all. A 15-year-old, 16-year-old child that they can smoke weed, what else are you telling them yes to? Right? Are you telling them yes that they can have sex in the back room as a minor? Are you telling them yes that they can come in and out the house as they please? Are you telling them yes that they can travel the world without your consent? What else are you telling them yes to? You got to be honest about this. So it's the same thing with adults. If you say yes to a certain situation, it's a domino effect. I know if they said yes to this, I know they'll say yes to that. And people start plotting on you just like that. Just like that. And your yes begin to spoil them. You get what I'm saying? So people are losing it because you said no. They are accustomed to a certain treatment. They are accustomed to a certain way of how you act. They are accustomed to how you move. But once you change the way you move, you shake up their world. All right? Yes, I said it. You shake up their world. And it's funny how other people's world is dependent on you, or they need things from you to keep their world consistent, moving, flowing, and growing. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about this, y'all, within this video. But first thing is first, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. What y'all got going on, y'all? How y'all feeling what you ate today? I'm sure y'all probably watched me on my other channel, and I already told y'all what I ate, but I got to say it for my foodies over here on this channel. I had homemade Baconators, all right? Y'all know the burger from Wendy's. I grounded up some ground beef, of course, smashed them, put some Kraft cheese on there, had some keto buns, some beef bacon, light mayo, and ketchup with no sugar. Put it all together, did me some potato fries, y'all, cut them up or whatever, and then I ate it all together. You know what I'm saying? I did my own homemade Wendy's Baconator combo. You feel me? Had a zero sugar, what we call it, y'all, Sprite, right? So that was good. That was busting. But anyway, y'all, drop in the comments. Let me know how y'all doing, what y'all ate down below in the comments, and we're going to get directly to this banger. Number one, y'all, first thing is first. They made the decision before you did, all right? They made the decision before you did. When people become accustomed to your yes, when people become accustomed to your passive behaviors, when people become accustomed to your mindset, people are going to expect it, all right? It's almost like they done already wrote you off as a certain type of individual. Right? Sometimes it's a pushover. Sometimes it's a nice person. Sometimes it's a good person. Sometimes it's their come through person, right? The person who come through when they need them, when they need somebody the most, that's you. They wrote you off as that person. And if you do anything outside of that, you ain't been a good person. You ain't been who I always known you to be. You changing on me. Family, one thing about the culture is they can't stand when people change. It's okay to change. All right? Somebody drop in the comments and say, it's okay to change. You know, this remind me of children, right? Once again. And this goes for the same thing as adults, but I got to make this analogy. Children who make plans off of what they think their parents will say. All right? Children who make plans off of what they think their parents will say. That's how adults move too, y'all. I'm just putting it, off onto the children within my analogy, but it does do the same thing. When a child know that their parent is passive or their parent's going to say yes at a certain time of the day or when they're asleep, because some kids like to be sneaky and they know when their parents are asleep, they ask them right then because they know their parents might be like, yeah, go ahead, I don't care, man. Go around the corner, man. Yeah, get on the plane with such and such. It's all right. Go ahead. Go on over there. It's okay. And by the time they wake up, they be like, I did not say that. Yes, you did, mama. Yes, you did, daddy. You be like, what? I said that? I was asleep, right? But they took advantage of that. It could be any reason of why they made plans off of what they think that their parents would say, all right? However, it comes from a consistent habit, a consistent way of thinking, a consistent way of moving. Therefore, they understand your schedule. They understand the routine. That's why they can make plans off of what they think their parents will say. But what happens when their parents been going to some retreat? They've been reading certain books on how to parent. They've been doing different things that can, help them become a better adult or a better parent. That child is not, thinking about the shift or the transition. All right. All they know is, yes, she should say yes to this. Yes, he should say yes to that. All right. They're thinking about that. Yes, they already made plans. As soon as you tell them no, their whole world come crumbling down. And that's the same thing with yourself, y'all. They already made the decision before you did. And if y'all want to be 100%, all right, 100%, that's a form of disrespect because you don't even value how I feel. You don't even value, what I'm going through at the moment. You just going to make a decision for me? I think for me. All right. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. I think for me. Number 2, boundary violation. All right. Boundary violation. So when you experience this, it's almost like your boundaries violates them. Yeah. It's almost like your boundaries violates them. Reno, what do you mean by that? So let's just say you get hired on this job. And on your application, you said that the days that you would want is Saturday, Sunday. All right. Now, we all know that weekends are a high commodity. And most time they give the weekends off to who? Seniority. The people who are the seniors of the job, right? It's not even really age specific. It's really about who's been there the longest. But just so happen, if you've been on the job 40, 50 years, then at least you're going to be 40, 50 years old. And that's if you started working there as a baby. So chances are, the people who's getting that, those privileges are those who was, there since 20, 30 years old, right? But anyway, the point is that let's just say they said, hey, what day is a non-negotiable? I know you said Saturday and Sunday, but what is a non-negotiable for you? All right, which means you may not get the Saturday, but you could get the Sunday. You may not get the Sunday, but you could get the Saturday. You say, you know what, I want Sunday. That's it. That's my non-negotiable. Let's say, hey, you know what, we can't give it to you, but we gave you the Saturday. We can't give you the Sunday, but we gave you the Saturday. You're like, but I don't work on Sundays. All right. And I told y'all that was my non-negotiable. I don't work on Sundays. In their mind, you have violated them. Your boundaries means that you violated them. You got the mentality and you got the audacity to say that you don't work on Sundays. I make the schedule around here. I hired you. Now, mind you, they asked you what day you want to work. What is your non-negotiable? I give you my non-negotiable. You give me something that I didn't really care about. Reno, what are you saying right now? The fact that you have the mentality to not work on Sundays because you want to serve the Most High, you want to go to church, you want to go to the Kingdom Hall, you want to go to the synagogue, you want to be able to go to Bible study, read. That's your sacred day, right? They don't take you serious. But these are your boundaries. And they're looking at you crazy because they feel that your boundary violated them. And ultimately, they're losing it because you said no. No to their schedule. No to what they want your routine to be. No to what they've decided for you. Does that make sense, y'all? Boundary violation. All right? Boundary violation. Number 3, failed manipulation. failed manipulation. So a person who's used to getting what they want from you will look at this as failed manipulation. All right. If again, y'all, your child is used to getting something from you, what will they do when you say no? If they used to you getting them Chick-fil-A every Monday or every Tuesday, if you say, nah, baby, I can't do it this time because I got to get, I got to pay something, or I had to take care of your track. I had to take care of your cheerleading. I'm not going to be able to get it this time. They not going to understand that. Now, half of it is because they are a child, but on the flip side of it, it's because we used to do this always on Mondays and Tuesdays. Believe it or not, adults have that same mindset. What changed now? You used to always do it. What's the problem now? You used to always say it. What's the problem now? Things change. That's the problem. All right? And so when they sense a failed manipulation, they begin to lose it because you said no. As long as they were able to put the moves on you, put the eyes on you, put the voice on you, put the looks on you, whatever it is that they did to get what they wanted from you, if they do all that and it does not work, they're not thinking about, maybe they got to do something for themselves. Maybe they're changing. Maybe it's something that's more important or bigger than myself. They're not thinking like that. All they're thinking is, I'm losing them. I'm not able to get what I typically would get from them, which is going to lead me to my next point, y'all. Number 4, okay? Now, mind you, number 3 is failed manipulation, but number 4, watch how these go together. Threat response, okay? They sense and feel a threat the moment you say no. How is that a threat, Reno? I just said no. Well, it's a threat because not only are their world crumbling down, but they have built the life predicated upon you. Okay, they've built the life predicated upon you. So now this is a threat. My entire ecosystem is at jeopardy because you want to say no. You follow what I'm saying? If you think about the song, y'all know my favorite group is the Temptations. David Ruffin, I'm Losing You is the song I'm talking about. One of my favorite groups of all time is the Temptations, and the song I'm talking about is led by David Ruffin, okay? And the song is called I'm Losing You, okay? Now only my oldies but goodies people are gonna know this. It's not too many 30-year-olds and maybe even 40-year-olds, and of course 20-year-olds who's gonna know this song by David Ruffin. So I'm not expecting for y'all to know, but go look it up. It's an older song. It's about a man singing about a woman, and he says she's pretty much growing colder and colder by the day. All right. I can feel the presence of another man. I can feel another man is in your head. I can feel he's in your ear. I know that you ain't got it for me no more. I'm losing you. Okay. I'm losing you. I can feel it. I can smell it. I can feel it. And what that is a threat response. Now, whether this is true, all right, or not, what does not change and what's constant in this situation is the fact that that is a threat response. Okay, the fact that I'm not getting you how I used to, the fact that I'm not receiving you how I used to, the fact that you ain't even smiling, looking at me how you used to, I'm losing you. I'm losing you. This is a threat response. And that's why people are losing it, because you said no. They know they losing you. They don't have control over you. They can't move you the way they used to move you. They are losing you. All right. Number 5, y'all, the last thing is going to be this right here. Rejection sensitivity. All right. Rejection sensitivity. Now, I like to compare this to rich man complex. Okay. Rich man complex. The rich man think that he should be able to fly all times of the night. He should be able to buy himself out of all type of problems. He can buy himself a heart, a kidney. It ain't nothing that money can't buy. This is the rich man complex. And again, I'm not saying that people will not tell you yes more often. I'm not saying that people will not kiss your butt more often. I ain't saying that. I believe they will. All right. I know it happens. However, the rich man complex kind of turns into a God complex. You start thinking that you can't be told no. You start thinking that nothing bad can happen to you, you start thinking that you're invincible. You start thinking that your money can save you. You follow what I'm saying? And we all know the story of Steve Jobs, one of the richest men who ever lived. He was the founder of Apple. That company passed on and the company became bigger than him. They forgot about Steve Jobs. He couldn't buy himself a new kidney, a new heart, or whatever it was, all right? But the point is, y'all, is that it goes back to that rich man complex. And you don't realize it until someone tells you no, right? They have a rich man complex when it comes to yourself. They think that they're supposed to be told yes all the time. You follow what I'm saying? And that is what creates the rejection sensitivity. They're so sensitive to being rejected. But in actuality, it's stemming from a rich man complex. Does that make sense, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. But fam, we're going to do a recap and then we'll get up out of here. Number one, they made the decision before you did. Number two, boundary violation. Number three, failed manipulation. Number four, threat response. And number five, y'all, rejection sensitivity. All right. With that being said, fam, y'all be sure to get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, Yes Sir hoodie, book a one-on-one session with your boy, and you can check out any one of my books. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.